Welcome back. Welcome back. Sorry we are late. Watching the football game and went down to the wire. May I please get a thumbs up in the chat so I know you guys can hear me. I am not all the way prepared, but I'm kind of prepared. I hope that makes sense. So let me go ahead and see what we got going on here. That makes sense. Let's go ahead and get these devices going. See if we got a thumbs up. Yeah, I see Scooter Bud, Pitstar, DDIS, Kathleen. What up? Appreciate that, guys. Appreciate it. Okay, so we got a lot to go over tonight. A lot has happened this week. Let me go ahead and look at the visuals here. I don't like how that looks. Hold on one second. Your boys got to get a new camera, I think. We need to upgrade and get a camera because it doesn't look great to me. Ali, Savvy Shopper, hello. Yes, okay, you guys can hear me, so we're good. Okay. Wish it looked, you know what? Doesn't matter. Happy Sunday to everybody. Hit the thumbs up on the way in. I want to get some people in here. I want content creators to see this. I'm going to open the StreamYards up momentarily, probably maybe 15 minutes or so from now, maybe 20 minutes. I have a lot to go over. A lot's happened this week on YouTube, to DoorDash drivers, to content creators, to myself. For those of you that were here last week, you saw the live interview we did with Mr.BetonYou, DoorDash Diaries. If I'm being honest, I thought the interview went really well. And I think most intelligent adults thought the same thing. Shots fired. Yes, I said that. And I think most infants and people that like drama did not like the interview. I said what I said. But I thought it went really well. I thought 95% of the audience thought it was good. I think some people came and wanted me to blindside the man because because he has a partnership with DoorDash and blah, blah, blah. Not going to do that. Wasn't going to do that. When you bring somebody on live and you say, hey, I would love to have a respectful conversation with you about the things that we disagree about, right? And when he said things I thought were silly, I questioned him on it, right? So I thought it was really great. Since then, numerous videos have been made, a lot of no tip, no trip things going on, reaction videos to that. It's been a wild week. I'm going to read some comments from a video that, for me, it's a short that I made like 24 days ago. And with all this stuff going on in the news media outlets, YouTube, TikTok, about no tip, no trip, and we're going to talk about customers versus dashers today. I'm going to read comments. This video that I put out is at like almost 200,000 views now, which is stupid. It was just a regular little short video about me seeing an order that was 6 hours old. And I basically said, DoorDash PSA, this is what happens when you don't tip your driver. And customers in that comment are going ham. They're going nutso. I mean, it is crazy, but I'm going to have a measured adult approach to this. And if you're a customer, if you're a customer and you're here because you saw I'm going to talk about this and you happen to be the 5 or so of you guys, right? I'd love to have you on the show and we could talk about some of these comments. I mean, it's crazy. And I'm not the only video that has these, Other channels have made similar videos, and content creators and the customers, man, they're so offended and they're so hurt by it. And some of the comments that they put in are actually very good. They're smart. There's intelligence behind it. You can tell like they're coming from a place of whatever. And some of them are just like so ignorant. Like it's like, get a real job. Anyways, we'll read those later. We're going to talk about the deactivations that some content creators have seen. Many of you guys might have seen my video that I put out yesterday. A lot of people have seen it. I think we're at, I don't even know, a stupid amount of views on that. Megan Reisman, however you say her last name, got deactivated. And she's going to have a video out tomorrow, which I want you guys to watch. Okay, don't watch mine that comes out tomorrow. Watch hers. Hers comes out at 9 Eastern. Mine comes out at 9:30. Watch hers, then you can watch mine after. But she's going to kind of detail some things about her experience and what happened with DoorDash and outline some things for you guys to get more clarity, because I think there's a lot of assumptions. But basically, she got deactivated, like others are, for confrontations with consumers. And they're calling it like harassment or whatever, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. Should DoorDash be doing this? Are they just in doing this? Have you read the TOS? You know, all that stuff. I'll get to you guys. I'm going to give some shout outs in a minute, but that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. And another thing is, in talking about these things and customers versus dashers, right? That's where we're at, and we've been like that for the last couple of years. And I have something to say. I have a part in that because I am no tip, no trip, right? I am one of the faces of that. I call people miserable clowns, and I mean it when I say it. That doesn't go for every consumer, but it goes for some. It does go for some. And the comments I'll read tonight will show you that. Some of the experiences that you guys have had might show you that. When a customer says they didn't get their food and they did get their food, it's usually people that don't tip. That's a miserable human being. Okay. And DoorDash, I added you in this, and I added you in the video yesterday. I want you guys to see this. I want somebody from DoorDash to reach out to me and ask me questions. And Pedro, I would love to get an email tomorrow. Why are you making these videos? And I would love to be able to explain that to somebody if they're willing to listen. Because notoriously, we have dashers that are getting deactivated. Sometimes it's rightfully so. Other times it's not. You guys share with me a lot, right? And if you get so many contract violations, like I have 2 right now, I'm still dashing, not a big deal. But if you get so many, or if a customer does say something that is a lie, or a merchant, you can be deactivated. It's part of the job. It is what it is. It's part of what we do, right? But if you mean to tell me, okay, if you mean to tell me that customer that didn't tip, and then you hand them the food after they gave you bad directions, and then they have the balls and the audacity to say, oh, I didn't get my food, I'm going to report it because I'm going to scan the system. If you think that person's not a clown, you are a clown. Point blank, period. I'm feeling really feisty tonight, but I'm going to keep it respectful. But that is a fact. And DoorDash, if Tony was sitting right here, or a representative, and I said that to them, so what kind of person, what kind of consumer does that? What protections can you give us? Like, come on, listen, like this person doesn't value me. They don't care about your service. They're stealing money from you because they're getting a refund for food that they actually are eating. That person's a miserable clown human being. I stand by my word, DoorDash. So if you're watching this, that is a fact. And anybody that wants to debate that is also a clown. I put you in the clown territory right here. This is the clown territory. I'm going to put you in them. I'm going to put you right there with them. Nobody should be able to debate that. And some of these comments you're going to read that I'm going to read to you guys, they're hilarious. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But with all that being said, we're getting nowhere. And I include myself in that. I include some of you guys based on your experience and how you do these apps, the consumers, DoorDash. We're getting nowhere. We're fighting consumers, and we're in the same place we were last year, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever. Because when you put somebody in a situation that's just trying to make a living, and that's you and I, and you pin them with good consumers, good customers, good merchants, great things can happen. We're providing a really good service that is needed in this country. But when you pin that same driver that's just trying to make a living, trying to feed his family, tough times, side hustle, full-time, part-time, school kid, whatever, putting his way through school, through college, a single mom, a single dad, whatever, and you pin them with a miserable human being, bad things happen, and will always be at odds. That driver will always be at odds with that person, right? So that's my intro to tonight's live. That's what we're going to get into tonight. Content creators. I have not pinned the StreamYard. If you're a content creator, I'd love for you to come up first before I bring the general audience in, okay, other fellow dashers. And so stick around. I'm going to pin the comment here, or pin the StreamYard link momentarily soon. I'd love to hear from you. What do you think about these deactivations? Van, Dashing Trader, Megan, many other DoorDash drivers that are telling me I got deactivated too for this, for that. What do you think about that? We are independent contractors, technically, 1099. Should we even be complaining about this? It's part of the job. And if you confront people and you videotape them, should you even be mad? I don't know. I don't think you should. And I think some drivers that we're seeing that are deactivated, they get it, right? Other drivers are really mad, right? Megan's heated. I think she's hot. Megan is hot. She wasn't even doing DoorDash anymore, but I think there's going to be more to her story. So watch her video tomorrow, and I think we'll have a little more clarity. I don't think that a lot of drivers are getting people try to scare us. Mass deactivations coming, Pedro. Mass deactivations. You see those videos. I don't see that, because I think if that was happening, my comments and other YouTube content creators' comments would be buzzing a lot more about, I got deactivated. We're not seeing that. So we do have a sprinkle of dashers that are getting deactivated, rightfully or wrongfully. But listen, it's not something that we need to like scream to the hills about, right? But it can happen. I want to get opinions on that. Okay, I'm already super long-winded. But listen, like I said, I stand by what I said. DoorDash, if you're watching this, some customers are clowns, and I'll take the bullets, whatever. You deactivate me if you feel like I've done something wrong. It's part of the game. I get it. I will always adjust and adapt. I'm not going to cry about it, but that's a fact. If you think all of your consumers are just perfect, that'd be like me saying all your dashers are perfect. That's not also true. Some dashers are really bad. Most are really good. Most customers are really good. Some customers suck. They're miserable. They're cheating you and they cheat us. Those are miserable clown human beings. And historically, most of those customers that do that don't tip. Point blank, period. It's not rocket science. So anybody that wants to come on, debate me on that, jump in the pool. If you think you can go toe-to-toe with me about the comment I just said, I wish you luck. We can do that tonight. If you're froggy, jump off that lily pad. The water feels good. Yeah. That's what I got to say about that, because I've seen so many crazy comments in my video. I mean, it's been nuts. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to give some shout outs, because I know I've been rambling. Shout out to the 317 here. Appreciate you guys. Hit the thumbs up, share this content. Let's see if we can't get DoorDash's attention tonight. I got no problem saying that to a DoorDash representative, because that is truth. That is facts. And they know it. Shout out to Nova Dasher. What up, Dash and Trader? Joe Who? What up, what up? DoorDash driver. No tip, I sip. See, I don't believe in no tip, I sip. But, Van, you do you. I get it. I like it. It's funny. But I wouldn't sip a soda. But I'll stick with no tip, no trip. But I hear you. Crystal, what up, what up? Shout out to Dasher Benj. Thanks for being a great hater. Why is Dasher Benj hating? Clark Bridges, get DoorDash's attention. Ha. No thanks. Gigaholic, what up, Bud Soda? What up, Karen? Appreciate everybody showing up in the chat. Nova, what up, what up, what up? Great football game tonight, too. That was crazy. Crazy. I thought the Bengals were going to win, and then Joe Burrow just couldn't pull out, and I'm happy about that. Go Chiefs. Brandon, what up, what up? Someone clip that. Yes, somebody clip it. Listen, I stand by what I say, and I stand on the hill I'm on, whether there's one person with me or a million. What I said, and I'll repeat it one more time. I'm going to let you guys get your cameras out. You can clip this right now. I speak my truth. I will always be me. And I don't go back on any video that I've made, and I've made hundreds of them talking about this. If and when you pin a good driver trying to feed their family into 2023 during these times when inflation is crazy, people are just trying to make an honest living. And most DoorDash drivers don't make great money. We're living day to day. That is also a fact. When you pin that with a consumer that will not tip, give us false directions, bad directions, play the games, scam you, DoorDash, as a company. Some of them scam you. They scam you, because when they say they didn't get their food and they actually got their food, you have to issue them a refund. So you're not making money. And then that customer gets to have more money in their DoorDash account, and they get to possibly do it again. And you know it's a problem, DoorDash, because you've implemented the pin. You got to get a code or they got to sign. Some customers have to sign, right? So when you pin a hardworking driver with a miserable clown customer that doesn't tip, and that probably is also a customer that might say they didn't get their food, that's the issue. And I think you're doing some things, like I talked about, the signature thing and other things. And you have had dashers backs when that's happened. If you submit the proper information, that contract violation can go away. But listen, if we think some customers aren't clowns, we're fooling ourselves here, guys. Let's be real. Let's have an honest conversation. Anybody can come in live tonight. Let's talk about it. I'm feeling amped up. What up, Flex? All right. So I'm going to read some comments just because I think it's funny. I'm not going to share customers' names. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to read some comments because it's entertainment and YouTube is entertainment. So let's go ahead and get into that video real quick. I'm going to pull that video up. I would pull it up on my actual device here, but I'm going to go really easy here and just pull them up. And shout out to all the new subscribers. Listen, we have had a crazy amount of subscribers in the last week. We are at, we are at 915,000 views the last 28 days, guys. This last 28 days. So this month, I'm going to hit 1 million views. Stupid number. That's a stupid number. Thank you guys very much for the love and support. Okay. I do work hard at this. I make myself available on Sundays. I give you guys daily content. I engage with you guys. I appreciate what you guys are doing for me and mine, because that is a 1 million views almost in 30 days is stupid. That's crazy. I don't think anybody else in this space is touching that number. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull up that video, because I just want to have a good little laugh. I think it's funny. I think some of this goes back to the point I've been making: ignorance. A lot of consumers are ignorant, and that's not a shameful word. If you look up the definition of ignorant, that is what they are. And the comments are showing me that. So we need to educate, but do it in a respectful way. And I think some people will get it and others won't, and that's fine. This is a debate that we've had before, and we're going to continue to have. But yeah, this is crazy. So this is the video we're talking about right here. I mean, the numbers on this are they're just stupid. Look at that. It's dumb. Okay, let's just listen. There's 17 minutes ago. I'll read this in real time. I tip who deserves it. Same goes when I go out with the family. If I get a lazy server, no tip. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. This is the ignorance of not knowing how these apps work. We are not servers. We don't work for the server. This is to the consumers. A server works for the place that they're an employee. They have benefits. They're getting an hourly wage. They work for, and they have to take all those tables in the section. They can't refuse service, and they should take them all. I've ran restaurants for 18 years. We are not employees. We're independent contractors. Offers hit our phone, and we get to pick and choose based on the monetary value and sometimes the miles and what merchant. We get to pick and choose so that we can make money, and we're not working for free. So to compare us to a server it's an ignorant comment. It doesn't hold any weight, right? But I keep seeing that. There's probably, how many comments are in this video? 2,000 comments or something like that. It's crazy. Our clown is you, but a lot of people are calling me clowns. I tip in cash, and I'm a delivery driver. So I'm going to give that message a heart. Hey, some customers do tip in cash. We do appreciate that, but I think that's like 4 or 5% maybe. Okay. But literally a half of the time I tip the driver beforehand, it doesn't come correctly. I tip after to make sure I get my meal first and I can inspect it. Now, this is from, I won't say the name. We don't prepare the food, guys. You think we work for McDonald's. We don't. The bag is sealed. We can't open it. We can ask questions, but sometimes that's not on us. But I do get that sentiment. If you keep consistently getting orders and they're not right, or bad dashers, I might not tip either. I get it, but your food might come late. So I understand some of these consumers. I really do. You only get a tip when you come to the door. I don't know what that means. We tip for service. If the food arrives on time and hot, then they get a tip. What? How is that like crazy? They're relating us. They're not understanding how we do this. What happens when you tip your driver and they keep sending it to the wrong apartment? Great point. I'm going to heart that. Listen, yeah, that's a bad driver. I get it. So some of these comments from the consumers, they make good points. I do want to mention that. Okay. So we're just going to let the new branch of the food service industry continue the underpaid salaries of its hardworking people. Can't blame boomers for your own choices. Yeah, I get it. But have some respect. You're trying to blame the company, right? But you're still ordering from the company. Let's talk for a second about that, because my brain's on fire right now. You want to blame, you're saying it's the corporate greed, blame your boss, blame McDonald's for not paying you enough, blame Chipotle, blame Papa John's, blame Applebee's, blame whatever, right? But you still give money to these places. You're giving more money to Papa John's when you order that pizza. Let's say you order 3 pies and it's $60. You're giving them 60, and you're complaining about giving me $5 because you're saying we're entitled. We're saying we don't deserve it. We're saying I'll see how the service is. I get it, but as much as some people are saying we're fighting the wrong people, consumers, so are you. If you don't like the corporate greed, don't order from the restaurant. Deal with a local mom and pop, or make a sandwich at home. I'm giving you guys logical things. I would love for somebody in a minute to come and debate me about this. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Make it make sense. Yep. Tip a person who did a service for you. Thank you. Yes. Facts. So I just, thanks, Bud, for letting me know never to use these food services. Grow up. There we go. Thanks, Bud, for letting me know to never use these food services. Grow up, with a little emoji like that. Listen, I can respect that comment from this gentleman. Do you know why I can respect it? He's just saying he won't use the service. I get it. If you don't like how the service works and you feel like it's too taxing, don't use the service. I can respect that. Another person says I tip cash. So listen, I just wanted to read some of those. It's. I'll tell you this. If you have time after the live, go to the video. The title of the video is DoorDash PSA. Somebody could pin it in the comments. It's a short video from 3 weeks ago. DoorDash PSA. What happens to no tip orders? Food wasted. I mean, listen. I think if you're here in the live, you've probably seen that short. It's got stupid views on it, crazy. And I think a lot of the issue with other DoorDash drivers being deactivated is they're going viral on TikTok. Consumers are going back and forth with us, similar to how they're going back and forth with me or other drivers in that video. It's going viral, right? It's getting a lot of views. This video has a lot of views. And some of the back and forths aren't respectful. So DoorDash is saying, hold up. No, death threats, these crazy things are happening. That's not cool. That's not a good, safe environment. We're going to deactivate you. It's crazy. DoorDash drivers versus consumers. How do we get to this point? Is it because we call them clowns? But is that true? Sometimes when you tell somebody something, and this doesn't go for all customers, I think 97.2% of consumers are fantastic people that deliver that order from these apps. I believe that. But I think 3% or so, or 2.8, whatever the math is there, are clowns. And when you tell somebody the truth, when they know it's the truth, it hurts. You ever had a friend or a family member, your son, your daughter, your husband, your wife, you tell them something that you know is true, they know it's true, they're not ready to admit it, and they get so on the defensive. They get so butthurt, defensive. The same thing is happening right now. When I say, hey, you're a clown, you can't tip $1? Like, come on. And they get so defensive because they know they're a clown. They don't have respect for other human beings. And those are sometimes the same people that will say they didn't get their food. I've rambled enough. It's been 22 minutes. Listen, that's my thoughts. I'm going to read some comments from you guys in the live chat since I've been ignoring it. But I'm feeling hyped tonight. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling loose. I'm feeling ready to have a good, respectable conversation with the consumer, with a fellow content creator. I'm going to be pinning that right now. And then while you guys are popping in, if somebody wants to come in, I'll read some comments. Hector says, people that don't tip probably are just depressed and sad because they still can't fry an egg. But I bet that's crazy. That's crazy. Uber Eats customers are the absolute cheapest of cheapskates. See, what up, Gig2? Appreciate you being here, Chad. I don't know. I think historically in my market, Uber Eats customers tip better than DoorDash, in St. Louis at least. But they can tip bait, which sucks. So I see that point there. Right. And everybody's market demographically with the household median, what kind of demographic you're living in, what kind of, is it urban, is it rural, is it this, is it that, is it a small town, is it a city? You'll have different experiences based on the apps and how the customer orders and what they tip and all that, all that kind of stuff. So not tipping is disrespectful. Vic Chin. Yeah. And it is a very American thing. Most of the other parts of the world don't tip. But culturally it's very American, but we live here. This is where we live, guys. Right? So when it comes to this very first world issue, because this is a first world problem, it's not a big deal, but it's fun to talk about, right? When we're talking about this, just be respectful and tip the person that's bringing you food. It's very simple. It starts and ends there, right? All right, so let me go ahead and pin this comment. What up, Steve? All right, let me go ahead and pin this comment for you guys. I'm looking for content creators first. If you're a content creator and you have a channel, I would love for you to come into StreamYard first. So everybody else hold back if you don't mind, okay? And I want to get your opinion on the deactivations that that DoorDash and other platforms, Uber, are doing to content creators. And I want a 1 minute to maybe 1.5 minute response on your opinion on that. And then we'll kind of keep it. I'm going to put one content creator up at a time. Maybe we get a couple in. I don't know. But I'm going to pin the comment right now, or pin the link right now, so you guys could, as content creators come in, I want to get your opinion first, and then we'll let the general audience come in as well. So let me go ahead. Let's Let's go ahead and do that. Let's do that. And I'm going to pin it right now for you guys. Listen, and I think I'm making some valid points here, but I don't know everything. So if somebody else wants to come in at some point tonight and say, Pedro, dude, you're a clown, you have this wrong, I would love to hear from you on the show. I don't know everything. This is my opinion, okay, based on what I've done and the work I've done and the people I've worked with in the service industry and doing some DoorDash. This is just my opinion. And I have a YouTube channel, and I should be able to share that without feeling like I'm going to get deactivated, right? So let me go ahead and pin this for you guys right now, and then I'm going to replace it right here. So now this comment should be pinned up at the top. Okay, so go ahead and hit that link. If you're a content creator, you want to come in. I want to talk about the deactivations and your opinion on that. As a 1099, how do you feel about DoorDash deactivating content creators for making content that is not favorable for the consumer? So while I got some people coming in, I will stay and look at the chat here. Shout out to Amy. What up, Emily? Uber only gets me an order an hour at most. Emily, sometimes Uber for me is popping, like consistent. And there are times I had it on this week for probably about 6 hours one day when I was out. And one offer came in the entire 6 hours. I think I took 5 orders on Uber this week and made maybe $60, something like that. What up, Jose? Yo, Pedro, why not try a night shift? Oh, if I did a night shift, yeah. I'd like to be home with the family at night. That's why. That's why. Let me see. Steve listens. Oh, hold on. Let me read it. Maybe. There's a lot of comments. Sorry, guys. I can't read all of them. But Steve, Phil, I would love to hear a minute and a half response to what you think about the deactivations. I did see your link that you sent me, but I'm going to make a separate video on that. I think they're only firing GigTubers who dox customers. Yeah, GigTube, I think you're right. Chad, I think you're right. And I think it's about the back and forth within the comments or the content that they're seeing on the actual video. But, I think you're right about that. Any comments about Instacart? Love their organization. Oh, Instacart? Yeah, I do Instacart. We don't talk a lot about it here, but we talk a little bit. What up, Southern Gig? Bobby, what up? What up? What up? Randall, what up? Lazarus, what up? Qualaha, hello, hello, hello. Okay, so I see Bud Soda, Nova Dasher, and I see the Matrix. I'm going to bring each of you in one by one, and you have a minute to a minute and a half, and I'm going to give you the floor to tell me what you think about content creators being deactivated, okay? And so you're going to have, I see Planet Mondo as well. So I'm going to give you guys minute and a half. I'm not going to say anything. I would love for you just to give me an impassioned speech about what you think. And, I'll say this first. For anybody that watched the video yesterday, right? and some of you guys are not going to like this, but I got to speak my truth. And I want to say this now before the fellow content creators have an opinion, because I don't know what they'll say. But I'm not against DoorDash deactivating content creators if the content creator did something wrong, technically wrong, based on the TOS. I'm not against it. I'm not against it. Now, I am against content creators being deactivated or drivers being deactivated for no cause at all. And that happens sometimes, I think. But I think if you break the TOS, that's part of the gig. You might be deactivated. And if I had a business, if I had a restaurant, and one of my employees, which were not employees, but one of my workers, one of my 1099s, whatever, somebody I hired or some contractor to do work, if they were having these back and forths in my restaurant with my customers, I would fire them. Now, I'm not saying what happened to Megan is right or wrong, because I don't know everything. But based on the things I know so far, listen, it is what it is. If I get deactivated tomorrow because they pulled a video up of me when I knocked on the guy's door that said he didn't get his food, like what? This was almost 2 years ago, and it was a bonehead move. If they wanted to deactivate me for that, technically they could, and I can only be mad at myself. So now I'm going to bring in the content creator one at a time. Bud Soda's first. You got a minute and a half. Keep it to a minute and a half. Put this on. Let me bring in Bud Soda. I see Nova Dasher, the Matrix. All right, all you guys are going to come in one by one. Okay, so Bud Soda, I can't even see you, man. Can you wave? Okay, I see you now. Thank you. Okay, so let's bring in Bud Soda first. Soda, what's up, bro? How you doing?
So the whole deactivation thing with Megan Risman, I think that's a little fishy because she turned down a partnership, kind of like Bentley has. So I really feel that one might be unfair under a gaffe she had with the customer that was upset. And in Dashing Trader's case, I think most of the time he went about it respectfully, but he did directly confront people. Why didn't you tip? Why didn't you tip? Obviously people are going to get upset about that. And he probably did fairly get deactivated. I mean, it's kind of BS, but it is against the TOS, and you are making people upset. So there's people who definitely deserve deactivation, who really abuse the system. There's another gig tuber who's infamous for being deactivated off multiple apps multiple times. I've been deactivated off Spark myself for customers. Like, they wouldn't give me an actual reason, but I figured it out. It's because I had 3 people claim they never got their order. Walmart clientele being Walmart clientele in less than 2 months' time, even though they support and the app says, "Oh, we always believe the driver." Yes, I say.
So let me ask you one more question, and then I'm going to get to Nova Dasher. So I appreciate you being in here. I know you're hustling. Be safe, all that good stuff. Let me ask you one final question. So do you think in the next upcoming month or so, we'll see more deactivations from people that have content, whether it's YouTube, TikTok, maybe a Facebook group or Reddit? Maybe it's somebody. Do you think that we'll see more of that or not?
No, unless they become confrontational or they do things like, the other guy, he was reporting restaurants closed when they really weren't, just because the drive-through lines were wrong. Unless they do something along those lines, no.
Okay. Bud Soda, I appreciate you, man.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, Bud Soda. And I also want to say this. Shout out to Dash and Trader. Shout out to Doordash Driver, Side Hustle. I think he's Van. Van is, both of those guys got deactivated. I know Trader. We talk. We're going to be collaborating on things in this year, really in just the next couple of weeks in February. And what he was doing, a lot of you guys agreed with, because he's out there for us. He's like trying to educate these people. He's also entertaining us, right? But I think, and I invited him on, maybe he'll show up later. I think he would even maybe admit, yeah, I knew I might get deactivated. It is what it is. It comes with the territory. You know what I'm saying? All right, Necro, what up? What up? Appreciate that. All right, so let me go ahead and bring in my man Nova Dasher. Hold on one second. Okay. Nova, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up, dude? How you doing?
Hey, let me ask you first. What do you think about those games today, man?
I think the Revs had a big day today, man. That's what I think. I think the Revs had a big day today for sure.
You're not wrong. Okay, so give me your opinion on DoorDash deactivating content creators and all that.
I think, like you said in your video, man, I think TikTok is the big reason, in my opinion, why. Like, I don't have a TikTok, you know what I'm saying? But things blow up on there super fast. Yeah, I would say 1,000 times faster than they do on YouTube with the long format videos and things like that. So I think that for sure does. I'm sure DoorDash, I'm sure they get a tons of bad PR, but that kind of PR they don't like, So and I'll be the first one to tell you, I have not read the TOS. You know what I mean? Like, I just clicked. Me neither.
Whatever. I've read some. I skimmed it.
Like I just I'm scrolling to say okay, whatever, and I'm probably sure at some point or another I probably violated that, without really knowing. So I think the activation is a possibility for all of us. Yeah. Anyone can just say, hey, I didn't get my food, or you were confrontational or rude, or what it's so vague, even though it says it gives you like a BS reason. I think like I'm not afraid. My content, I would say, it's not really pro DoorDash, it's more pro driver. Mm-hmm. Like, you gotta do what works for you, and at the end of the day, the company will be here long after we're not doing that anymore. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I think that's basically what I think. Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, I think the TikTok thing is a big part of it. Hannibal made a video before I did. He referenced that. So did a channel named Welty. Welty, if you're here, mm-hmm. Hannibal, shout out to you guys. No. And they talked about that because TikTok has more, the way the algorithm works in the short form content. Somebody could be scrolling on TikTok, right? Yeah. And they might have watched a video about food or this or that. And this is a consumer I'm talking about, a customer, not a dasher. And then they see that viral thing, then they comment. And so more consumers are going to watch a TikTok than they're going to watch my kind of short or your video. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
exactly.
Because a majority of our views are going to come from fellow drivers, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's a good point.
But I think I would say kind of like what Soda was saying. It's kind of sketch that after Megan turned them down, then according to her, she hadn't dashed in like a month and a half or whatever. So
yes,
I think that's kind of sketch. You know what I mean?
It definitely is, right? So it could be a little what's the word I'm looking for on DoorDash's side, like petty, right?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So, and I think she's going to make a video tomorrow. It'd be interesting to see that side of it.
Because, for sure. I'm looking forward to that. 100%.
But all we can do is kind of speculate, and we can watch her video and kind of see what transpired. So, Nova, appreciate you coming on, brother.
Hey, thanks, man. Have a good night.
Right. You too, brother. All right, the Matrix is next, and I have Planet Mondo. I see my man Trader. I see you, bro, and Gigaholic Rex as well. So I'm gonna bring all of you guys on one by one. So I'm gonna bring in the Matrix next. Minute and a half. Give me your opinion on the DoorDash deactivations. Matrix, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. So what's your opinion on what's going on here? What do you think?
Man, it's tough. I mean, every time I see a confrontation about a tip, you took the order. Like, all of us drivers know what orders have no tip, maybe a terrible tip, maybe it's all base pay. We've all gotten fooled a few times. I've taken some 6 or 7 50 orders that I thought, that's okay. And it was all base. And that drives us up a wall. You made a video months ago about, oh my God, it was all base. And it pissed you off. Yeah. I just think that, in those unlikely circumstances, that does happen. But we know when we accept the order, that's why we're independent contractors. We own our own delivery business. We get to pick and choose. We don't work for DoorDash. We don't work for Spark. We don't work for Uber Eats. We get to pick and choose who we conduct business with, and we get to see it on the front end. So I just think, man, you did a video with my man, eating that burrito last week. Like, that's all content, man. That's all clicks. That's all views. I mean, come on. Yeah. That just seems like we all know if we take a $2.50 order or a $2 order or a $3.50 order, we know there's $1 or nothing on there. So how can you confront a customer when you knew on the front end what the tip was? Like, I don't get that. So as far as content creators confronting customers, to me, Pedro, man, that's kind of content. It kind of smells like.
I think it definitely is, and it could be content, but it could also be other reasons. And Trader's going to come up in here in a couple of minutes, maybe 2-3 minutes here after the first two people in front. And he could talk a little bit if he wants to as to why he did it. I think he has a little bit, but I think you bring up a good point. The thumbnail of tonight's live, I have a little picture of a gentleman that made I think it was a TikTok, and he got upset because it was a $2 order, a no tip order, and the customer put in the wrong address and they wanted him to do extra work, but they didn't even tip him, which, hey, he's right. That sucks. But like, why take the order? Right. Why put yourself in a position that you have to do that? And I've taken some not knowingly, I've taken some knowingly, but at that point you can only be mad at yourself. But part of the issue is, and what I'm talking about consumer versus dasher, is that we're against each other, right? And I think the companies kind of like it. They're winning because the order's still getting delivered, right? And
no, not always. You did that video that they do, but I think they get delivered honestly. And I did this in one of my last videos where DoorDash will send you an order, you'll decline it, and then they'll stack it with another order that looks good. And a lot of drivers are like, oh, look, $12 for 5 miles. And they don't realize that 2 of those dollars is the terrible order. And, we can obviously sniff that out now, but new drivers will fall for that. And that's part of how DoorDash gets these orders delivered that are terrible. And I see them every day. I go into a place and I look at an order, it's sitting there. I come back an hour later, the same order is still sitting there.
Yeah.
And I know what it is.
It's definitely an issue. And that's why, and that's the issue we have with DoorDash. Hey, don't ever send a $2 or $3 order. It's just despicable. And that's my issue with them, is that should never happen. You should never, and this is, we should never be taking a trip that's less than a gallon of gas in your market, right? It's despicable. It's just not cool, So
you know what DoorDash could do real quick in 10 seconds? If DoorDash would change DoorDash allots that tip in there when a customer orders at $3.50 in my market. It's already pinned there. If DoorDash just moved that slightly up to $4 or $4.50, and a lot of customers don't even look, they just click the order button, the suggested tip If DoorDash as a company model moved that up $1, they would be shocked at how many more orders would get delivered, and the customer wouldn't even notice that they tipped that extra amount. The clowns that you always talk about go in and they actually move it to 0 on purpose. But if DoorDash did that as a business model, move the suggested tip up, DoorDash wouldn't have to increase their base pay, and they'd just put it on the customer to tip more. They haven't done that yet. It's been at $3.50 in my market for a year.
Yeah. I want to read just one comment before I let you go. Brandon Diaz says base pay needs to be $5 minimum. I agree with that. I think that's reasonable, and I think a lot of people would be happy with that. The Matrix, appreciate you. I'm going to get to the next guys, okay?
Yeah, appreciate you.
Yep. All right, so we have Planet Mondo, Gigaholic Rex, Dash and Trader, and Dasher Benj. So let me go ahead and get Planet Mondo up here. How you doing, brother?
What's going on, man?
What's up? What's up? So what are your thoughts on DoorDash deactivating content creators for content?
I mean, obviously, I don't like it, but I understand why they're doing it. If I owned a company and I found, because they probably before Trader, they probably didn't understand that there's a whole side of YouTube where people are vlogging about dashing. They probably weren't that aware of it. So yeah, if they find content creators that might be bashing their company, I can understand why they would take that down, or not necessarily take that down, but get rid of those people, because now you're vlogging a bad experience that might prevent other drivers from signing up. Does it make sense to me? Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with it. It's pretty shitty, but I mean, I understand why it's happening. But yo, real quick, I've been dashing for like 2 months now, right? And I started doing these Uber orders as far as like picking up the Walmart orders. And I noticed the days where I make over 200, they kind of cap me off and don't send me any more orders. And the following day, like when it's slow, I'll call them and I'll be like, hey, I'm sitting in Walmart. I'm seeing the orders come and go. I'm not getting any of the offers. And immediately when I call them, I start getting offers again.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard, there's been this debate about do you get capped? Do you get throttled, shadow banned, various words? And, I feel like sometimes maybe I feel that way as well. I had a good hour and then like for 15 minutes, they don't send me nothing. But there's so many variables there. I think it's hard to tell. But if you're given a call to support and then they start sending you orders, I guess that's a good thing, right?
Yeah,
but
now I found myself doing this almost every day, though.
Which,
you know what I mean?
Which isn't good.
45 minutes.
Yeah, we shouldn't have to. Yeah.
Right. And that's what I told him.
Yeah.
Real quick on the Trader thing, I think for him, he knew he was going to get deactivated. It's almost like an investment to me, because like now you're building a brand on going viral. And
he's a smart guy. Listen, I've talked to Trader probably 20 times on the phone. He knows he's a smart dude. He's going to be up here in a minute to talk, and he's not a dumb guy. I'll say that. So I think you're onto something there as well. So
yeah, I mean he can. I mean in the long run, I think he'll probably make more money from making content that he would have on DoorDashing.
Clearly, I agree 100% with you. 100%. I appreciate you.
A bad thing.
I appreciate you for coming on, my friend.
Yeah, man. Have a good one.
Thanks. Have a good one, brother. Okay, we have Gigaholic Rex coming up next here. Mr. Rex, how you doing?
Hey, Pedro, I'm doing good. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Thank you for joining me tonight. What's your thoughts and opinions on the deactivations, and have you been hearing about this? What's your opinion?
Oh yeah, I've been watching all of them, following it all along, and I think it's just. I mean, we all make these videos, right? And I'm sure DoorDash is aware, even before these ones went viral, of what we're doing. Even when we are bashing and saying bad things, for the most part, we're showing people how to make money using these apps, right? And I think we drive more people to these apps. So I don't think that they had a problem with all of us making these videos. But when it went viral on those platforms, primarily TikTok, and all the boomers are in there screaming and yelling, I'm sure they all contacted DoorDash, right? All of these are customers who are probably spamming and flaming DoorDash support line.
Hey, that's a good point.
Hey, you've got people here, we're your customers. They're telling us we're clowns, we're jerks, we don't tip, we're this and that. I think that's what caused those deactivations, right? As far as the rest of us getting them, I think if they were to deactivate me tomorrow, I wouldn't blame them, right? If I was sitting there bashing them nonstop, even not bashing them, I'm literally showing, what's going on with their app and, picking up food and all of that. If my other job that I work, if I showed any company stuff that I was doing, I would expect they would fire me, right? Especially if it shines a bad light on the company. So I wouldn't blame them if they do. I mean, I wouldn't like it if they did, but I can understand where they're coming from. The bad publicity. I think Megan even was on, made it to the local or the national news at one point when they were showing drivers. There was a clip a month ago or so on the Today Show.
Yes.
That had her in there. So I think she made it onto the big time, right, where everybody was seeing this, and that's just too much bad publicity for DoorDash to put up with. So I think that's why they deactivated her. I think it's just, do I think it's a right thing? Not for us, right? For us personally, no. But for the company, I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah, I think that's I think you bring up some great points, and I do remember that video, that little clip that maybe Today Show or USA Today or something. And Trader's been on some as well. Van's been on some bigger media outlets, and I've seen other people out there and clips and other websites or news articles. So it's and typically when we see that, Gigaholic Rex, at least when I see it, I see some positive stories, but most of the time it's negative. Most of the time it's a driver like me, and I'm gonna put myself out there because I've done it. I'm not gonna put anybody else. It's somebody crying, bitching, complaining, looking like a clown like me, complaining about a $2 order, calling somebody a miserable human being, right? And then that is what actually gets attention, garners attention. But if I make a video about, hey, I just delivered this order to this customer. They were so nice. They handed me a cookie and a bottle of water and said, have a great day. Nobody's watching that video. Right? No. The news outlets aren't going to blast that because there's no like shock and awe. Right. So I think you bring up a great point about the media getting a hold of it. And then obviously that could trickle down to DoorDash. And then they say, hey, hold up. We know content creators are making content. We know the issues with our platform, but do we want this type of PR? I think it's a great point. I appreciate you coming on, my friend. Thank you very much.
Sir. Appreciate it. Take care.
All right. So we have Dasher Benj and Dashing Trader waiting. I want Trader to go last because I'm giving him more than a minute and a half. Okay. So I'm going to bring Dasher Benj in to give his opinion, and then I'm going to have a conversation with Trader. I think Trader's probably good with that. Can I get a thumbs up, Trader? I see you. All right. All right. So let me bring in Dasher Benj real quick. Dasher Benj, how you doing, man?
Hey, doing okay. How are y'all?
I'm good. So what's your opinion on the DoorDash deactivating Megan, Trader, Van for making content that's unfavorable for DoorDash?
Yeah, as far as like content creators in general, I do think it depends on like what it is, what's actually being done. If it were, like I was saying in the comments yesterday, if it were just a matter of like us criticizing DoorDash for whatever their policies or whatever, and they just choose to deactivate us for that, I think that would be unjust. I see in this case, like it seems the common denominator so far is treatment of the customers, and it could be worse. But it goes back to like last week, the overall perception that the customers have of us Dashers. I'm trying to keep this brief for you, but I, as a content creator, you can watch my shorts. You'll see that I do poke fun at no tippers in like funny little skits, but as far as like when you're going viral on TikTok and these people who don't know how our job works and everything, you can say all day long this was staged or whatever. I didn't really eat the customer's food, and I can concede, maybe. I don't know. Don't care really, because again, it goes to perception either way. When you're how is the people gonna know that it was a joke when you don't have the balls to say it was a joke? If you can't answer a point blank question, like, oh, go watch my live stream, watch my live stream and you'll see whether it was give me more views and you'll see if it was a joke or not. And to the second, you are still saying, I'm going to eat your food if you don't tip. I'm going to eat your food if you don't tip. How am I supposed to, this guy, I'm going to say it like it is. I don't care who it offends. This guy wants people to think it was real. I'm telling you.
Well, no, I agree with that. And I think it's because we, as content creators, and I'll be the first to admit, we want people to watch our videos. There's nothing wrong with that, right? We want that. Like, we understand what video we can make that will allow that video to pop a little bit better, cause a stir, get people entertained, get them interested. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think as content creators, that's okay. It's just, you have to understand, okay, what lane are you going to put yourself in, right? Am I going to
I would say there's
different lanes,
Yeah, there's a line you got to draw when you're making it look like you're promoting illegal activity like that. It's again, I'm just worried that it's putting all of us in a negative light. And I'm, as far as no tip customers, I have a similar view to what's his name, Uber Lyft Phoenix, where he's like, they exist and we can't win against DoorDash. We can't make the non-tip because they need these non-tip orders, and there's always going to be people willing to take them. Because I'm like, what about us smarter dashers who take profitable orders? If all these non-tippers went away, like, what are the dumber dashers going to take? They're going to be taking more orders from us. So I'm like, as long as I'm not the one laying those bricks, I'm fine with those bricks existing.
I hear that.
I don't. On top of the January slowdown and the oversaturation we're already complaining about, chasing the fish away, it pisses me off so much. I've just got to be real with it. And trying to keep it brief, but moving on to like Megan, I don't watch a whole lot of these creators' videos, but I wanted to like Megan, but her attitude, I think she was an explosion waiting to happen. I wouldn't have deactivated her for this video, but back in the past, she's shown herself to be impatient, rude.
I haven't gotten that. Now, I haven't watched every video, but when I watch Megan, I just think she's kind of entertaining. I think she's kind of funny. I think she's kind of like, she has like humility, but that I've watched maybe 10 to 20 of her videos.
That's probably more than I've watched.
Okay. But I used to watch her a lot more, maybe like, several months ago or a year ago, kind of when she first came out. But, I didn't have that impression of her, but
cool. But yeah, I'll close off with this. I think a lot of it does go. You were saying in your intro, like a lot of these people are clowns. I do appreciate how you're starting to like differentiate and starting to acknowledge that some of these customers are just plain old ignorant, because I see a lot of just broad brushing on the no tippers, like they're all just out to scam you, that they're all just selfish jerks. Some of them are ignorant, but no, I think just broad brushing and giving that impression that we despise them all, and that's what the public is seeing, and
I think that's
giving us a bad rap. That's I've not seen people say, these dashers are treating me like crap, I think I'll tip them more. And I've got videos in the making on that subject and everything. Like, I have seen dozens of comments, and Megan Risman will even show you in her videos, dozens upon dozens and dozens of comments saying, I'm not ordering DoorDash again. Like,
yeah,
why do people think this is getting up in their face and showing their confronting them, putting their face on the internet. I've read DoorDash's terms of service when I started a couple years ago. It's been a while, but I'm pretty sure like invasion of privacy.
Well, it could be, and I think I've done it, but it's going to be interesting. I think we need to watch her video that she comes out with tomorrow, and I think we can also then have a little more information. So, Dasher Benj, appreciate you coming on. I'm going to bring in the next guest. Okay, my friend?
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, man. All right. So I see my man, Dasher Trader. I'm going to bring him up because I think he's taking shots, but I know he's welcomed the shot. I know my man's ready. So let's have this conversation.
All right,
Trader, what's up, brother?
What's going on, bro? How you doing, man?
I'm good. So what do you
is my audio good? Is we doing good on the audio?
We're good. So let me ask
you
a
question. My
posters
good. Can you see my posters? Okay, hold on, because you see the shirt, right? Okay, you see the shirt and the posters.
I see it.
All right, I'm gonna stop playing. What's up with it, though, bro?
So what do you say about being deactivated? Like share with the people your thought process behind it. How do you feel about it now that it's been a couple weeks? Share with us like whatever you're willing to share with us. And then also I want to know what you have to say to the people that say what you're doing is really, really, really bad. So the floor is yours.
Well, I would like to start off by first saying, first and foremost, thanks for having me on, because you're opening up your platform to me. I shared the link, I shared the stream so that we can have some more people coming in. Thanks for having me on so I can be able to voice some things that I've been having on my chest, because it's a lot, and it's going to take more than a minute and a half. So first and foremost, to the people who got something to say, and I want to make sure that I say this clearly. I don't want be no misunderstanding. Only non-tippers get mad. Okay, that goes for consumers and drivers, because a lot of drivers out there that use the app. Okay, now here's where I want to start at. A lot of people mad, and that's okay. That's okay, because the no-tip customers, they've been having their way for too long. I came into this thing cool with getting deactivated. At any time, DoorDash could deactivate us. That's what you got to realize, right?
So you knew that going in. You're not
absolutely
okay. I just wanted people to understand that. Okay.
And see, when I first was introduced to the gig economy, I was introduced with DoorDash, right? I quickly learned about multi-apping. And once you learn about the power of multi-apping, I'm talking to anybody who just using DoorDash right now, you will quickly learn that you won't be beholden to all the things all the parameters they try to fit you in. Mm-hmm. Gotta have a high acceptance rate. You know, gotta do this, gotta do that. Once you multi-app, you can get the best of the best. Okay. So I quickly realized that DoorDash never cared about me. They never will care about me. And I need to get the most out of this that I can, and as quickly as possible, meaning get the most deliveries done. So just like every other dasher, I got duped into taking a no-tip order. Well, come to find out, by this time, I'm already a YouTuber and I'm already recording my interactions every day. Mm-hmm. Right? So I confronted the customer, asked them what's going on, and that's what led to this point. But to bring it all back in, like it proved this point. Look where we at now. We getting so much coverage on no tip, no trip. Mm-hmm. When I heard the haters, when I heard them, you know, excuse my language, but bitch and moan and complain, they the ones who got us to this point. Because in the past, when everybody screamed no tip, no trip, and no action was behind their words, we got nowhere, right?
Let me ask you a question though. I think you're right as far as it's made some traction. It's more waves are in the pool now. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. You know, like you shook that pool up a little bit, right? Van shook the pool up a little bit, and some other people. Absolutely. So we got waves. We got waves in the pool, right? But and some people don't like that. They're uncomfortable. Some of the customers are like, this pool's got too many waves. I don't like.
But not only the customers though, you got veteran drivers who pissed off. Listen to what Dasher Benj said. He is cool with new drivers taking those low tip orders and getting tricked into doing it.
Right.
Because that benefits him. And and that's why I had to understand that I have to break myself away, because it's dashers out here that's veteran dashers that don't care about all the dashers out there taking them no tip orders. Mm. So I'm being an advocate for them. He's okay and willing to let DoorDash use those manipulative tactics to trick those new drivers for his benefit, right? I never cared about my DoorDash account. That's what I got to say that.
Yeah, I think it caused waves. It caused media to catch it a little bit. Maybe got DoorDash's attention. Got DoorDash Diary Bentley Coop's attention, clearly, right? Absolutely. And he's not somebody that engages often with content creators. So I think that point, you're right. My opinion is, in a couple of weeks, it won't mean anything. I could be wrong. That's just my opinion right now on the 29th of January, right? Because the customer, mm-hmm. right? Like, we're throwing jabs at the miserable clowns, right? They don't tip. We're throwing jabs at them, right? They're going to throw jabs back, but they're not going to like start throwing us money. Most of them won't. Some will, because I've seen your videos where like, oh, well, I thought this, and some of them are playing dumb, and some of them might not know. Some are ignorant. They don't know. They think we work for Papa John's. I get that. Or they think we work for McDonald's. And then maybe they will, hey, next time I will tip. I didn't understand that you only got $2. But I think that's such a small amount of consumers. The vast majority, the ones that are in the comments, the ones that are like so mad about it, they're not gonna. If anything, they're not gonna tip. Like, if anything, they're gonna try to like get you to give them money. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're, you know, like that's how crazy they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I mean, you should see the comments, man. Most of them, they say, and you know what? It goes back to the conversation we was having earlier. It's really about DoorDash, right? Mm. But we have no way of bringing the conversation to them. So I took it upon myself to bring it to the customer. Right. And they don't like that. And that's understandable. And that may be against terms of service. and I'm rightfully deactivated. I'm not disputing it.
Yeah.
You know,
What do
but
you
I was
think,
willing to sacrifice my account for that because I never was banking on DoorDash.
Yeah, and I kind of knew that in the background.
And this pizza bag gonna be given away too.
Oh, actually, I'm going to be announcing tonight the pizza bag winner that I'm going to be giving away. So I'll do that.
Well, you can give away too.
In a little while. No. Well, we could. I got mine. I'll give away. You give away yours when you want. But I think that. Well, what do you think about Megan's situation? Based on, I don't know if you saw the video. Based on what she shared with us so far, what's your opinion on her being deactivated? Because she obviously wasn't making content in the way that you were.
Yeah.
But obviously her. There was obviously some back and forth and death threats and sexual harassment threats within either her Instagram or TikTok thread.
Right.
And that, so what do you think about her being deactivated? Like, do you have an opinion on that?
I do have an opinion. I don't think it was just. Now, if something else, if some new information comes out and she was making threats, which I highly think is unlikely against somebody, or if she was doing this, that's another whole situation. But when a consumer makes comments in your video and then your followers attack that person, you can't be responsible for that. Now, there's another situation where DoorDash may just look at the video itself and say, we don't agree with that and deactivate it for that.
Right.
But that goes back to what we just said. She's not confronting customers how I was, straight up getting in their face. Hey, why you ain't tipping? I don't want the money. Give it to the next driver.
Right.
Customers don't like that. I understand, but I was 10 times more pissed off when I seen that she was deactivated than I was expecting it. I was happy.
Yeah.
It changed up my production schedule. I said, I got a whole new video to make.
Yeah. I remember us talking about that a few weeks back, but I think we're just in a weird, like I said in the description of the video, like, I don't know if it's going to change anything, and maybe that's me being pessimistic. I think that we've been talking about a fair argument, we've been talking about no tip, no trip. I've been talking about it. Like, this is how I look at it, right?
Go ahead.
I've been talking about it more and longer than anybody else. I don't think I didn't coin the phrase, but and then you took it and ran with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, in vain.
Right. So, but how do you feel about that? Because if you really think about what you just said, you've been talking about it for so long,
and nothing's changed.
But I kind of did something about it. I'm not encouraging nobody to go out and do this.
No, we can't. I don't encourage. I do not.
But let's not take away from the fact. I got the national news media in my email hitting me up. So something's been done about it. If the customer's this angry, and that's what it took to get them to wake up, and DoorDash gonna have to do something. Now, the one you say you may not think it will do anything in a couple months. I heard that argument, but the one thing I do know, if nothing would have happened, it would have been the same. That's for damn sure.
That is definitely true. And
so do we know if something gonna change? No, but I know that if it would have stayed the same,
nothing would happen. But
that's the one thing I do know.
I think we're to the point now, and I want to get your opinion on this as well, and then we'll continue. But
yeah, absolutely.
For me in 2023, like, some of my goals, and we have some things going on, and I'm trying to look at the apps a little differently. I'm trying to be more positive than I was in 2022 and 2021 as far as the videos and showing people this is what's really happening, and showing you guys my account and what I can do if I do this, what I can't do if I try this. And for me, I'm just trying to get drivers to make money.
Right.
Okay. Or I'm also happy with showing drivers that they can't they can't make money with DoorDash, so they can figure out something else. So they're not wasting time. Right. I think as content creators, we have a responsibility to give actual factual information. And that's what I'm doing the last month. This is every order. I've shown almost every order when I've done a ride.
I'm glad you brought that up, because real quick, I know you haven't really touched on this that much, but you did the earn by time. And we appreciate that as viewers, because we got to see what it looked like. A lot of people were scared that you can give it a try, right?
That's why I did it, because I think there's a lot of
and I just don't like when people sit up there and complain about somebody that's willing to try something different, right? To get some real results, but they will sit up there and complain in the comments and type, show some respect. So I appreciate that. I just wanted to let you know that. Go ahead, because that earn by time is rough sometimes. But it seemed like it was good though.
But for me, it was. That's the thing. So it wasn't. It was rough at times, but DoorDash is rough at times.
And that's the thing, because you could have went off my video and made one complete assumption,
right?
Exactly. But now you have more data to go off of, and people. Right. I really think we should appreciate that.
Yeah, we got to figure out ways to either in my market, because your market is different than mine. Yeah. You know, I got a different market than GigTube, Steve, Welty, Flex. We're all in different markets, different cities, right? So my perspective in the video, I made $30 an hour today. I worked for 3 hours. I made $101 or whatever it is, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's great. But other people might look at that like, damn, like I made $50 in 3 hours. Why didn't I make 50? Why didn't I make what Pedro made, right? What's going on there? Well, because your demographics are different. Your median household income could be different. The kind of market that you drive in is different. So I'm trying to just show people, hey, this is my experience. If you want to try something, try it, blah, blah, blah. But if it don't work for you, get out. Like if you're not making money, if you don't know your profitability at the end of the week, if you made $500 this week, but you drove 800 miles to do it, you used $200 in gas and blah, 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 then you're in the wrong business. You see what I'm saying? And that's okay to admit that. Then we got to figure out, okay, what's my next
we figure out how to move forward. That's
you got to move forward because this gets
because there's too many apps out here to be, you know, maybe one app may not be hidden, but I guarantee out of the 5 different delivery apps or 7 different grocery shopping delivery apps you might have, we can find something that's working for you. That's the great thing about the gig economy. Right.
No, you're right. And I think we get DoorDash is a big bad wolf because they have the most market share. You know, we get it. It's just like, it is what it is. But like Uber Eats does the same shit. Instacart does some of the same stuff, right? Like these other apps, Spark is starting to decline for some drivers in their market because now that Christmas is over, they're starting to see their earnings go down. The promos and bonuses
doing some
aren't
things
there.
Coming here in the future too.
Exactly. So we have to realize it's not just like, you know, it's on us as to take personal responsibility to say, what are people willing to pay me to do where I live?
Right.
Okay. And for all of us, it could be very different. For some, it could be DoorDash. For others, it could be something else. And I think we have to really step back and like focus on that because we need to make this money. And it's hard for a lot of us out here. Right. And if you focus too much about the crying and this and that, you ain't making money. You know what I'm saying? And I cried more on YouTube than anybody else. So I put myself in that boat and I'm just not trying to do that this year because I'm trying to level up. I'm trying to really maximize my time, my effort, my
and you
money.
know what? Part of leveling up is recognizing, okay, hey, this is how we did things in the past, right?
Facts,
we talked about things we did, but now let's actually put some things into play, into action. And not only the things we did in the past, but some new things, right? Yeah. Some things that may possibly make the next person some money.
Yeah, no, absolutely true. Like listen, brother, I appreciate you coming on.
Anytime.
And I know you welcome all the shots people take and their opinions. And listen, I also want to say this. Everybody we all have opinions. That's what's great about YouTube. And that's what makes it a great entertainment platform is that people come into a live chat. Shout out to the 602 in the building. Appreciate all y'all.
602. You know they love traders.
I know Trader brought me about 100 right there.
Playing with me. Hey, but look, you know what? Look, I know you got to do your thing. I'm going to be sticking around, but I got to leave you with a couple words, my brother. Look.
Go ahead. Yeah.
To all the haters out there, I appreciate y'all. Okay. But specifically the content creator haters, we got some content creator haters out there. Make a video. Okay. Put out some form of content and then be a keyboard warrior if that's what you want to do. Because it's freedom of speech all day long. But as content creators who share the same space, if you're going to run your mouth, do it on camera and then do it on the keyboard next. And that's what I got to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we got to stand by our words, right? So I could straight up validate that 100%.
Like, you know, it is what it is, but I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, I'll talk to you soon, brother. Thank you, man.
All right, bro.
Shout out to Chris for the $5. Shout out to Chris for the $5. Appreciate all the super chats. Listen, shout out to the 601 in the building. Don't leave yet because we have a lot to still go over. I want to give away the pizza bag. So I did a video this week. I'm going to pick a comment live right now. I'll comment on that comment. I got a pizza bag that was so basically this past week I was at Papa John's. They had a couple cases of pizza bags that came in. I got a good relationship with them. I said, hey, can I get a bag so I can give it away? They're like, yeah. And I'll probably get a couple more. So I'm going to pull up that video. I'm going to pick a comment for you guys live, and we're going to give some pizza bags away. And I'm still working on trying to get a whole case. And I think the case has like 50 of them in there. And I want to send these bags out. I don't care where you live. I don't care if you're in Alaska. I will ship you a bag. Okay. So let me go ahead and pull this video up for you guys. And oh man, hold on. And What's going on here? Hold on. Is it broken? Oh, okay, here we go. All right, let me find this video. What video was it that what is going on? Uh-oh, I think I broke YouTube. Okay. Ah, there it is. Okay, so let me go to my videos. I believe it was the, let me pull it up right quick. Because I was asking you guys to put pizza emojis in and all that kind of stuff. Okay, it's not that video. Sorry, hold up. I was watching a football game and I wasn't quite prepared. I was going to have this queued up for you guys, but listen, I was watching that game. So I think it might be this one, actually. And thank you guys for all the views, man. This week has been crazy. These videos I think you guys are appreciating the positivity. You're appreciating what I'm showing y'all. I know you guys like the ride-alongs. So let me find this video, guys. Hold on. I can't remember which one it was. Which one was it? Because I got to pick a comment from that video now. Oh, here it is. I think it's this one. Stand by. Don't go anywhere yet, guys. Hold up. Damn, there's a lot. Okay, hold on. What video was it? I'm just trying to find a video that has a pizza emoji because that's going to be it. But was it in the beginning of the week? Damn. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Okay, it wasn't that one. It wasn't the Monday video. Stop working for DoorDash. Which one was it, y'all? Hold up. Somebody know? Drop your channel link in the chat. Video where you got to. Okay, yeah, I think. Okay, it was that one, wasn't it? You're right. It was. Okay, so let me pick a comment. There's a lot of comments, so I got to find one that's got a pizza emoji, and the first one I see that has that, boom, that's going to be the person. So that's the video we're on right now. Those are the comments. Let me find one. I'm scrolling. There's a lot of comments. Sorry, guys. Gene, thank you. Tip for a delivery of 0 miles, Pedro. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. What up, Flex? What up, Welty? Man, there's a lot happening here. That's one of the reasons. There's just a lot. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't think it'd take me this long, but I am not finding one that has a pizza bag emoji. What's going on here? What is happening? I don't think it was that video. I'm losing you guys. Sorry. I don't know. I'm confused here. Hold on. I thought it was actually this one. What the hell? Yeah, I don't know. I can't even find okay, there's a comment that says I'm a sellout. Okay, yeah, I know I'm a sellout. I know. Oh, I know what I did wrong. God bless America. You guys want to see me cuss on a live real quick? I don't know why is it doing this? There we go. Okay. I had all the comments pulled up. Okay, hold on. This is riveting. I know this is a riveting live. I'm really giving you guys top-notch entertainment right now. This is a shit show. Okay. All right, let's try this again. Jesus Christ. Okay. I didn't want to forget about the video or the giveaway. What video had the damn pizza giveaway in it? This is first grade behavior. This is not the type of content somebody with almost 40,000 subscribers should be giving you guys right now. I don't know where the video is at. I don't know who's calling me, but not interested. This is bad. Okay, I'm gonna have to do it, and I'm not gonna sit here for 30 minutes and waste you guys' time. So I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to find it later because I can't rock with that right now. Okay, so let's see. Unless somebody skip it, yeah, I'm skipping it right now. I'll reach out to that person. I'll comment. Okay, so DoorDash contract violation, DoorDash deactivations. We went over that. Check out Megan's video. She's gonna come out with tomorrow. She really wants to expose DoorDash, but at this point, I don't know. I'm going to be interesting. Maybe she's going to really expose them, and like it's going to be some things that she's going to really shed some light on. Correspondence between them and her, it might line up. But I think she got deactivated because of the back and forth within those comment sections of the social media platforms. And, you know, one of her subscribers talking about in death threats and that stuff. Companies take that stuff very seriously. And think about it. I'm just a dasher. You're just a dasher. For them to deactivate one person means nothing to them, right? It means nothing to them. If they want me to stop making DoorDash content and having an account where I can actually film things and show things, and they could deactivate me tomorrow, and there's nothing I can do about it. Because if you look at the TOS, if I technically break the TOS, if I deliver to somebody's house and I don't use my insulated hot bag and I'm not handling food properly, you can be deactivated for that. And if you do that, I don't want to hear you bitch and complain, guys. That's part of the TOS. That's why I made that post the other day. We need to know that we are independent. So we can't want the freedom and flexibility and the liberties of being independent, but then expect them to treat us like an employee and be able to knock on an office, an HR office, and say, no, I didn't mean to, I didn't have a bag, but it doesn't work like that, guys. It doesn't. We have to put our big boy and big girl pants on and realize if we, as independent 1099s, make a mistake, we might get deactivated. Point blank period. It's part of the game that we play. Now, if we're employees, then we can have an HR discussion. Maybe you're part of a union, or if you do that kind of thing, and you know what I'm saying? Like, but we are not that. We don't fall under that umbrella. So when things happen to drivers, and I got a hot take for y'all. I think why is somebody calling me? I think most people that get deactivated, most did something wrong. That's what I think. And there's a number of things I could have technically been deactivated for. And I can be mad in the moment, but it's part of the game. It's part of the life that we're living. Who is calling me? I don't know why. I don't know who that number is, but please stop. Okay. So Steve says, you and I, let me put up this comment actually. Hold up. I want to stay in the comments with you guys for a minute since I couldn't find that damn video. Shout out to Rideshare Rodeo. So Steve says, you and I both know in the service industry, there are instances where even staff gets let go for one. Absolutely. I have fired people, guys, because they didn't do something they knew they weren't supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Because they did something wrong. They had a confrontation with somebody. They confronted a customer. I've done this. I had a server. I'm going to share a story with you guys. I had a waitress. This is years ago, 10, 12 years ago. A table didn't tip her. She confronted them with the receipt and said, why didn't you guys tip me? Like, what's up? Like, are you cheating? And she kind of like berated them at the table, Friday night, full dining room. They had a back and forth, right? I had to let her go. I had to fire her because you can't do that. Go in the back of house and say it, and, talk, maybe I could buy you dinner that night. If you didn't, I could try to take care of you as your manager, but you can't do that, right? You can't do it. It's you have to know going in, that's part of you got to weigh the risk versus reward, right? And I think, we're in a weird spot, but I think there are deactivations that are unjust, but I think most of them, in my opinion, are just based on what the TOS says. And some people would say the TOS leans in the favor of DoorDash. Well, yeah. I mean, come on. They're the ones writing it, right? So listen, I'm just saying we have to also remind ourselves there are times that DoorDash might have our back in certain situations. We've seen that. I've shown you that. So we like to be negative. I get it. But we have to also realize we got to take personal responsibility. We have to know our rights. We have to know what the TOS says. We have to be educated before we assume things about situations that happen. Okay. Appreciate the $199. It's the video of better paying orders for 2023. Ooh, okay. Hold up. Thank you. Let me see. I'm glad I caught that comment. Better paying orders for 2023. Better. Oh, it was the one from a couple days ago. I love y'all. Oh, yes. Look, there's the emojis. Yes. Okay. We're going to pick a comment right now. Listen, y'all treat me so good. You guys got my back. I love y'all. All right. So let's go ahead and we're going to do that right now. Okay. So let's go here. I got all these. Look at these. All these emojis, pizzas. I'm going to scroll until I click on one that has a pizza emoji or says something about a free pizza bag. And that's going to be the winner. Appreciate you for bringing that to my attention. All right. I'm not looking. I'm gonna close my eyes. I'm gonna pick a comment. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Bam. Brandy Mount C986 says, I could really use that bag. Look at that. Love it. That's the winner. I'm gonna comment right now. Let me get rid of that comment. I got spams in my comment section here. Stupid people. Okay. I could really use that bag. I work in a small town in Indiana. If you're here right now, let me know. We don't get $2 a mile. We get $1 a mile. Love to watch your videos. Thanks for being out there. I enjoy your perspective. I'm at 90% acceptance rate. I used to take everything, but realized the goal is to make money, not to bring people their food. Plus, you don't feel good about yourself when you serve entitlement. Thanks, baby. Oh, yes. So I'm going to... Congratulations. You have won the pizza bag. Please email me so I can send you this bag. I'm also live right now if you want to come join us. Boom. There we go. I'm going to screenshot that so I can definitely get back with them. Appreciate that. Appreciate the comment. I can send you a free pizza bag. Okay. So let's get back in the comment section here. But what do y'all think? What do y'all think about the deactivate? Do you think most people are deactivated and when it happens, it's just based on the TOS? Okay. Not our feelings and emotions, based on the facts. And then also, do you think this no tip, no trip has done anything? Us going against consumers, has it really solved any problems? Because the video I got has stupid amount of comments, the DoorDash PSA, and customers are going at me left and right, calling me a clown. You guys are entitled. I'm not going to tip until I see what kind of service. I've tipped before and I've gotten bad service. I've read some of the comments in the beginning of the live, and some of them are good, some of them are bad, but like, we're trying to put the customer in a corner. I'm going to speak for myself. I'm not going to speak for you guys. Okay. You tell me how you feel in the comments. I try to slap around the customer because some of them are clowns and put them in a corner and be like, you're in timeout. I'm not delivering your food. Right. But like, they're never going to tip. Like they're not going to tip. They don't believe in it, whether it's for cultural reasons, whether it's out of pure ignorance, or whether it's they are ignorant, miserable human being and they just don't respect other people. So they're like, nah, I need to get this food on the low. I'm not tipping. These fees are too high anyway. It's one of the three. There's no other options. So culturally, if you're from another country and you don't tip, I can understand it because, you don't have the knowledge yet. I get it. If you're ignorant and you just don't know, because which is almost hard to believe because everybody has either a family member or they've worked in the service industry at some point, or they've seen a video or they've gone out to eat, right? So the ignorant thing is there's not as many of them, right? But like, what do we really, like, what's the point here? Like, how can we get people to tip us? We can't force it. So either it's got to be done through legislation where they up the base pay, or we get Prop 22, or we do this, or we do that, or nothing else really, or you just be selective. But even then, all of us, I mean, I'll say this right now. If there's anybody that has never delivered to a non-tipper, let me know in the chat. I bet there's not one person that can honestly say that. There's no way, right? So there's no way around it. Like, we're always going to have those people that just don't believe in it. The best we can do is make good decisions, take good orders, look at your profits, your miles to money, however you strategize, and try to keep it to a minimum. Like the $2-3 orders, like, honestly, I still believe those should never be taken. And while I've taken some to test things out, that's not normal behavior for me. $2 and $3 orders are trash. Like we should not be working for those type of money. There's no money in that, right? And I think maybe once every 1,000 orders, you might get a stack where it's $2 or $3 and it's going a couple of feet or it's going a mile. And it's like, it's kind of worth it for me. Whatever. That's fine. That doesn't happen that often. All right. What up, Smacking Ass? What up? But so let's see. Leonard, what up, Bobby? Hey, Pedro, what about $5 2 miles? Bobby, I don't have a problem with $5 2 miles. And this is why. Everybody has their minimums, but $5 2 miles, they probably tipped you $2 or $3. Hey, they respect you. They tipped. That's not an upside down order. I have no problem with that, right? Some other people might, because maybe it's too low for them. But if that works for you, take it. So Nomadic Gig Ecom Mom said, it's the company's responsibility to pay us correctly. I semi agree with that. And this is my argument with that. And I hear a lot of customers say this, right? In the video that came out 3 weeks ago, I've been looking at all the comments the last couple of days, or most of them. we have to realize this: money is money. Okay, so if the companies pay us more, the customer is still going to pay for it, guys. So when we talk about Brandon Diaz had a comment, which I do agree with, base pay should be minimum $5. I do agree with that. All DoorDash isn't going to take out of their profits to pay us more. Most companies don't do that, guys. They don't say, oh, you know what? Let's make $2 million less this year. And most companies just don't do that. They just don't do it. All they're going to do is raise the service fees, raise the delivery fee, raise the cost of Dash Pass from $9.99 to $10.99 or $11.99 to recoup the cost. Okay, I worked at a casino, billion-dollar casino. I understand the economics behind it. To recoup that cost. But in the meantime, if they do that, right, the side effect of that is some consumers then, now when Dash Pass was $9.99, if it goes to $11 or $12.99, they won't use it. Think about some of the subscriptions. Netflix has gone up, Amazon. Think about some of the subscriptions you guys have. They've gone up in price, right? And I bet some of you guys have said, no, I'm not paying that. So now they lost a customer, right? The same thing would happen, I think. So we have to understand the day that we live in right now in this country, the only way we can make good money is if there is a tip. Now, unless we flip everything upside down, right? But the companies, I mean, they're not going to pay us $10 a run. It's impossible. We can't expect that. We just can't. Now, I do think some companies need to do a better job of paying us a fair wage, with inflation being what it is and all that kind of stuff. I believe in the minimum wage does need to go up. I believe certain jobs are underpaid, right? But from my perspective, a lot of us and a lot of you guys in the chat, nomadic gig econ mom as well, you're making good money, right? So where's the argument? If I'm able to meet my financial goals, do I need more from DoorDash? And some would also say, well, if they paid us more orders would be delivered. Yeah, that could be a win for them. But the orders are being delivered anyway. Right now, DoorDashers have the highest acceptance rate, I bet, than they've ever had nationwide on average. So orders are being delivered. What up, Dad Dash? Actually, we can expect it. What you are saying is contradictory. What's contradictory? So you don't want Dashers to make money, Robert? $250 base pay. Quit defending these thieves, Pedro. Illumination, well-being. I'm not listen, the truth hurts. So you mean to tell me when Netflix upped the subscription rate, you didn't understand that they lost like 7% of their base? That happens. We have to understand this is a balancing act. It's a game that's being played, right? I'm not defending DoorDash. I'm giving you guys the facts. If in your market you're making good money, who cares what the base pay is? Some would say that. I'm just playing devil's advocate, right? I think if anything, it's going to go down. It's not going to go up. I don't expect DoorDash to pay me more base pay. I'd like it. I don't expect it because I know what kind of company they are. When we can come to terms with that, then you can start feeling better about yourself. But, the thing that I see that's super hypocritical from a lot of us, and I've even done it myself, is we bash these companies, but then we turn on the fucking app the next morning. Let me repeat that for everybody in the back and for everybody that didn't hear the words I just said. And I can say it in multiple languages if you want. We bash these companies. They're the worst companies ever. There's a DoorDash channel called DoorDash Sucks. Shout out to you, right? He made a lot of videos about me this week. We bash the companies, but we go back like a peasant every single day. I know I'm going to offend some people by saying that, but if you really want to make change, you deactivate your app and then you go get some legislation, run for office, get some boots on the ground. But if you are going to bash a company and then continue to shell their product, I want you to let that sink in for a second. I'm going to sit here and pause and I'm going to read the comments because I know some of you guys are coming after me, but the pinned comment is linked. If you want to jump in and debate it, let's debate it. So that, to me, that's a W-2 mentality. It's an employee mentality, right? I worked at a casino. I loved my job at times, but I knew there was a cap. And then I started like, I'm giving them a lot of my energy. I'm making good money, but like I'm giving them a lot, right? So did I stay there and continue to work for them when I disagreed with some practices? No, I left. And anybody saying they don't have opportunities, kick rocks. Everybody's hiring. If DoorDash is that bad, turn off the app and then go get a lawyer and sue them and take them to court. But if you continue to work for a company that's the devil, what does that make you? Now I'll pause, now that I've pissed some people off. I was a food and beverage director, Vic. I'm spitting facts. I know I'm hitting facts, and that's why people don't like the truth. The truth hurts. Welty, I see your comment. Disagree. 19% AR, 73. Nice. Imagine thinking DoorDash is the worst company ever, but continue to work. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly my point. Listen, do I think DoorDash can be shady? Yeah, I have hundreds of videos calling them out on stuff, guys. But the moment you come to terms with your personal reality and your personal perspective and like what you can do for yourself, the less you'll worry about a company. Because I'll tell you what, you ever heard of a company named Monsanto? You guys know Monsanto, right? Amazon. These are bigger companies than DoorDash. Monsanto, I bet you have hundreds of products in your house right now that are farmed or made or supplied by Monsanto. Monsanto is a much worse company than DoorDash, but you still give Monsanto money. You still turn on the DoorDash app. Take back the power, guys. Like, stop being like, I'm just, listen, I know some of you guys aren't going to disagree with what I'm saying. I'm not, it's not that I'm sticking up for DoorDash. I'm sticking up for myself. I'm not giving them all that energy, right? And then continuing to work for them. If it's that bad, if it's that predatory, if they are the worst company ever, why are you working their app? It doesn't make any logical sense. If you know you're working for a shady company, expect shady treatment. Yeah. I mean, it is what that's what I'm saying. It's not fun, guys. Listen, I get it. But listen, these are first world problems, guys. Let me put that comment up. These are first world problems that we're talking about even right now, right? There's a lot of other stuff going on, right? So for me, I mean, I know what it is. And working these apps and betting on myself and doing it on my time has changed my life. So how can I sit here and this is the worst company ever? I bet y'all weren't saying that during the pandemic. Now I'm going to really offend some people. Most of y'all came from the pandemic, right? I did. Right after I left right in that coinciding time. DoorDash gave us an opportunity to pay our rent, our mortgage, feed our kids, put clothes on their back for a while. Now you're really going to say I'm a shill. Did that not happen, or did I imagine that? Did I imagine Instacart being there for consumers and drivers and everybody was making great money? Now the app sucks in a lot of ways, but we have this short-term memory, and that's part of a societal issue that we have here. I'm just going on a tangent. I don't care at this point, because when I get going, I get going. Do we forget? Do we forget those times? And if we haven't put ourselves in a position yet to get off of the DoorDash's teat, is that their fault or is that my fault? I say that's my fault, not their fault. I do not have a victim's mentality. And I'm not saying you do, but some of you guys do. And I can't rock with that. I will not support that. That's not what betting on you is about. That's not what I preach. It's not in 2023. I can't say this company is the worst ever and then wake up the next day and work for them and feel like I'm standing on my truth. It doesn't make sense. So is DoorDash Revolution calling me a joke? I don't care. Maybe he's talking to somebody else, but listen, that's how I feel about it, right? We have to start taking back the power for our mind and our body. And we do have control on the apps that we work, how we work them, how the apps make us feel. The days that I've had really bad days is because usually something else was going on in my brain the app just might have triggered me. It was just like the last thing, right? At least that's how I look at it. Never know where these lives are going to go. Listen. Let me read some comments because I'm sure the app is on. So if you made a comment that you really wanted me to see, drop it again. So I'm in the comments. Customers have the right to not tip. I have the right to not. Yep, facts. People got to realize gig work is not meant to be full-time or forever. Max Out King, that is 100% facts. I think 99% of us cannot do this full-time and forever. Pedro, you are a great influence and teach us so much. Appreciate that, Jeff. We need Trump back immediately. I don't know about that, but Walmart Instacart orders are the worst. I've never done a Walmart Instacart. What up, Talk Queen? Appreciate you, bro. Kyle, I made 25 grand last year from DoorDash. Not going to knock it. That's what I'm saying, Kyle. Like we could say that DoorDash can be scammy and can be a little, predatory, whatever word. Like I look at it, we live in a capitalistic company. They're no different than most businesses, guys. Most big businesses. This is Amazon, Monsanto, Walmart. Think about all these big companies, guys. Like this, Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer. I mean, do you want me to continue to name all these other ones? Your motivation hour on Wednesdays is up. Appreciate that, Jody. What is your opinion about Spark? Lisa, I signed up for it. I was supposed to get on it. I haven't got on it. I haven't done one Spark. So I can't give you a really good, intelligent opinion on Spark. You got to be a hustler, not a complainer. If you're supporting no tip, no trip and wanting DoorDash to guarantee trips, how is that different than DoorDash? Oh man, hold on. Requiring higher base pay. I just realized for me, Dad Dash, good comment, by the way. Thank you for being here. I think for me, the bigger picture is I would like higher base pay because then we'd be able to make more money as a whole. But I also realized there's a cost for that. The long-term effect of that could be negative for a lot of drivers, right? And I do expect a person to be reasonable and throw you a couple dollars if you're doing a service for them. That's just what I expect. That's just, working in the restaurants, it's I'll share a small story with you guys. When I would always try to pay my cooks the most I could. And we had like these metrics, pay cooks this, pay cooks that, and a lot of them were still underpaid, right? But I had a district manager. So when raise time came, I'd try to give my guys the best money I could give them. And if a guy was making $12, I'm trying to get him 13 or 14. At that time, that was a decent money for them. And, there are times my district manager, wanted to give a guy a 25-cent raise. And I look at him like, I can't give this guy 25 cents. That's despicable. Like, come on. He's going to laugh at that, right? And what I found was the times that I was able to give my guys good money, my labor costs rose up. So then I had to manage my food costs better. And that's my job. I had to figure it out. But then 2 or 3 months later, my boss would come to me and say, hey, Pedro, now your minimum average wage for your cooks is too high. So now I'm going to have to, instead of having 6 guys on the line, I need you to have 5. Right? So while I was able to raise my wages for some of my cooks, which we should do, I had to fire a guy 3 months down the line. So there's this balance is all I'm trying to get you guys to understand, right? Is Instacart dying? I don't know. I haven't done Instacart in a little while. Yep, ripple effect. That's what I'm saying, Tammy. So I'm not saying anybody's right or wrong. We're having a conversation, but there's always a ripple effect. There's always something that will happen. You get something will be taken away, right? And that's why I preach, guys, listen, for all of us that do this full time, you might be in that 1%, but continue to figure out other ways to make money passively or actively. Or if you're full time, go to part time on DoorDash and then maybe find a W-2 or do something else or make something for yourself, because that's the only way that you can control your financial future. You can't do it by doing DoorDash forever. If that's your long-term goal, most of us will fail. And I believe that to be true. DoorDash doesn't like the non-tippers either. It costs them money too. James, sometimes it does. But if that order gets picked up kind of quickly and they don't have to bump it up too much, it doesn't cost DoorDash that much money. I don't think it does. And like Brandon Diaz said earlier, $5 a minute, we should have that. And I think DoorDash could do that and figure out a way to run their cost. And I think that would be okay. I think that's not too far from, but what would happen is, and when that happens, so they're basically doubling our base pay. Most markets are about 250, right, guys? Drop what your market is. Mine's 225. I think 250 is probably the average. So they're going to double it. What's the next thing that comes? Peak pay is gone. Right? So the times you have the $1, $2, $3 peak pay, done. It's done. Right? And I've talked about this. I did a video about a year and a half ago where I said, hey, just up the base pay. And I was for that. And I am, but then we have to realize the ripple effect is peak pay is gone, which I'd be fine with that, at least for me. Peak pay is gone. Referral bonuses might be gone, right? Bonus, quest, whatever, gone, because they're giving us something we asked for. They're going to take something away. That's just a fact. So we want $5 base pay, not against it, but what's going to be taken from us? What's the ripple effect? What's the cost, right? Because I think everything on the surface level might sound good, but what's the long term for that? So 250 to 4. I don't take $2 or $3 orders. I hear you, DoorDash. I hear you, Dad Dash. For DoorDash to raise base pay, they would have to either raise fees. Well, yeah, they would. All businesses do that. The cost always goes to the consumer. It's just how it is, guys. The trucking issues we had, all the truckers, not able to, we had some strikes and we had this and we're not able to get things around. Fuel cost was high last year, year and a half ago, even this year year and a half ago. So then the cost of goods went up because the truckers couldn't get the things out. The company still needed to make money. It's all a ripple effect, guys. We all know this. I'm not telling you, I'm not dropping any nuggets on you guys. This is all, everybody should know how that stuff works, right? Dasher Benj, appreciate you, man. Listen, I had no idea this live would go this way, but I will always give my opinion. And it doesn't mean I'm always right, but I will always speak my truth, and I will never be afraid to have an opinion on this channel, ever. Oh, man, I got to get to these new comments here. I'm going to pin that one here. Let me read this. Appreciate it, Dasher Benj. We are business owners. Every successful business got where they are by sucking up and making it happen, not by whining about their customers, business partners, or economy. Your success depends on you. I mostly agree with that. I don't feel like a business owner when I do DoorDash because it's not my application. I feel like a subcontractor. I try to move like a business owner in my decisions at times, but I feel that. I hear that. And I appreciate the $10, man. Thank you. O'Fallon, Missouri, 11:30 to 1:30 a.m., $2 peak pay almost every night at that time. What up, Scott? Shout out to St. Louis, O'Fallon in the house. Noted. I am talking about my, yes, I hear you. No, I got you, Dasher Benj. Dad Dash says, but we need a business owner mentality. Yes, that is very true. Hence, I call myself a gig business operator. Yes. No, the mentality is definitely there. I was just making a comment. How I look at it is how I move. I try to move like a business owner, the miles to money, my true profits. I'm very good with the analytics part of it. And what merchants, and you have to do that, but we're not business owners in the sense of this is our business, like this is my app. You know what I'm saying? I think you guys get that. Pedro, whatever happened with the Dasher who was shot in your area? James, I was never able to find that person. And I tried, and I was unsuccessful. And there was never even like a follow-up story at the news, nothing like that. Okay. Out that new gig job helping elderly people, Pedro. Try out that new gig job. I don't know what that is, CE. What job is that? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the insulting Benj, but we're all adults here. I know Benj can handle it, but let's be respectful if we can. I do appreciate that. I don't know what's going on, but Zach says, I would take $5 base in heartbeat in my area. Couldn't care less about promotional pay. Zach, I agree 100%. And you and I don't agree sometimes on things, but I think the $5 base pay makes sense, but we also have to know that they're going to shift that cost. And that might not go to the consumer, but it will go in the form of peak pay would be either non-existent or very, very limited. Like maybe if it's like just snowing or something like that, but gotcha, Daphne. Thank you. Just snowflakes. It's cute. Got it. Listen, snowflakes. That word's always weird to me. All right. Let me see here. I'm going to pin some comments. So drop some nuggets. If you disagree about anything I said, if you think I'm a shill, let me know right now. I'll put your comment up because I'm not. And if DoorDash offered me a partnership, you guys would be the first to know. I'd make a video on it. And I'm not saying I take the partnership. I'm just being honest. But I will say this, and I've said it before. I will never make a video and speak about something that's not my truth or compromise my integrity for a paycheck. I would never do that. Okay, let's see. Is Brandy here? Or maybe some of you guys might be behind. Nova Dasher says, just decline and move on. It's not rocket science. We tend to overcomplicate things for no reason. I agree with that, Nova. If it's not working for you, then it could be time to multi-app or W-2. Facts, 100%. Couldn't agree with that comment more. I could not agree with that comment anymore. And that's not to say that the DoorDash app isn't responsible for certain things, but listen, we are in control of what app we work for, how often we work the app, right? We are in control if we want to work for that company or not, if we want to represent that company. Because when we pick up a McDonald's order at DoorDash and we drop it off to that little old lady and we hand it to them, we are representing DoorDash. And if you give her a really great experience, she's going to think good about DoorDash. If you give her a bad experience, she's going to think bad about you and about DoorDash. But if you don't like it, if it's that bad, I'm talking to the extremists, because listen, I think DoorDash can be bad sometimes. I'm talking to the couple people that make the videos and talk about it. And I've been that guy last year. I'm not doing it anymore. If it's that bad, I need you to deactivate your account. Don't work for the company and allow other drivers that need to make money. Because if it's that bad, go run for office, get some legislation going, try to get a job at DoorDash and internally try to make it better. Because you're not doing any good by sitting in your car and crying about it. Sorry, I'm not sorry. A lot of customers are starting to do the math. Ordering groceries costs less than ordering one meal at a time. Absolutely. Moved on when they started screwing us over. I was an excellent delivery person. Illumination, well-being. I respect that. Some of us need to move on, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know? Welty says, Pedro, you are a sellout who can't guard me on the hardcore. Welty, listen, I'm sure that's not, I know both of those statements aren't true. I know you don't believe either one of those. Pedro, make a door dashing in the hood video. I do dash in the hood almost every day sometimes. What are you talking about? Go wash dishes in if you're complaining about DoorDash. Nothing wrong with washing dishes. I've washed a lot of dishes in my life working in the restaurants. Side jobs. I see you. DoorDash is like life cereal. They give garbage orders to those drivers they know will eat anything. JT. Y'all crazy. I know, Welty. Listen, Welty, you don't want the smoke, bro. Come on, please. You're a young man. You're younger than me. But listen, man. Trust me. I think in one of your let's talk about basketball because y'all know I love basketball. I'm only gonna give this like 1 minute. I'm 5'9", 5'10" with shoes on. So Welty, you might be maybe a little bit taller than me. One thing I would say is I'm a lot faster than you. I just am, with or without a basketball. Especially with the basketball, I'm faster. I have a better shot, and I've been playing basketball a lot longer, so my bag is just better. So I live in St. Louis, bro. I'll fly out. We can play any day. We can put it on YouTube. It'd be a fun video, but you don't want it. Now, one-on-one's always hard to judge because like it's one-on-one. If we're, I'd rather do a run of like 4-on-4 or 5-on-5 because I play better that way because I like to move and push the ball and but like one-on-one's hard. But like we could totally play King of the Hill, make it, take it. Like you're not gonna win, bro. I'm sorry. I love you, man. I love you like a brother, but it's gonna be that'd be a long pack of lunch, bro. Pack a lunch. After you eat that lunch, I need you to order DoorDash because you're gonna be hungry, like because you're not gonna eat on the court when I'm playing, bro. It's not gonna happen. It's just laughable to me. Trust me. Google me, man. Just Google me. Love it. I love these lives. You never know where they're gonna go. Wilty says, I'm 5'8", just for the record. Okay, so yeah, so I'm taller. Listen, and the height doesn't even matter when you're talking I mean, we're not like, I'm not 6'5", you're not 6'5". We're talking a couple inches. It's insignificant. Neither one of us are dunking the basketball. It's not that serious. We're not in the NBA. But you need to pack a lunch, man. Pack a lunch. Trust me. I look 6'2". No way. If I was 6'2", I'd be probably playing overseas at some point in my life. But yeah, definitely not 6'2". Listen, y'all are great. I think we're almost at the 2-hour mark. We're gonna do another 11 minutes. I thought this live was great. I appreciate all the content creators for coming in, sharing their perspective. I appreciate. Let me get rid of this comment. Hold on. Appreciate the chat in the live. Appreciate all the super chats. Appreciate all the opinions, the varying opinions. This is my final. It's my final thought, like Jerry Springer style, right? Content creators making content that's unfavorable to consumers, because we've seen channels that talk shit about DoorDash. I think those channels are fine. But when we start confronting consumers, having back and forth in comment threads, and like it gets crazy, know that as a content creator, or even if you're not a content creator, if you're a driver and you're in these comments, and if DoorDash happens to see it, you might get deactivated. So read your TOS if you're worried about that. Proceed with caution. It is what it is. I'm not worried. Would I be surprised if I got deactivated? I would not be surprised. Would I be upset? I'd be upset. Would I be suing DoorDash? No. Because if based on what reason they gave me, maybe it was warranted, right? So we have to know that as a 1099, that's the life that we chose. So move accordingly. And if you don't want deactivation, just don't make any content, don't have an opinion, and then you'll probably be able to work through DoorDash forever. But that's not me. That's not you. That's not this channel. So it is what it is. As far as no tip, no trip, shout out to Dad Dash. His thing is, I think, no value, no trip, I think. So for him, it's like, hey, if there's value in the order, I'll take it. I can rock with that. The no tip, no trip sounds better. And it is still valid, but I do understand that. Yeah, if it's $6 and it gets to $6 and it's a mile or two and there's no tip, take it. If you're going to make your money, it's fine. Just know that you might run into more issues with consumers like that, because historically, the delivery instructions, the contract violations, the delivery instructions that are bad, historically will come from consumers that don't respect you and don't leave a tip. That's just a fact, guys. I don't think we can't argue that, right? But make your money. At the end of the day, I have a channel. I live in St. Louis. My market's pretty good, I think, compared to what I've seen from other people. Just make your money. Just go out there and make your money. Know your profits. At the end of the week, do your fuel cost. Put money away for your taxes, however that fits for you. People run their taxes differently because of your own situations. Not going to give tax advice. I do think you need to put money away for your car depreciation and savings or whatever, and then see what you made at the end of the week. If you're happy with that and you're hitting financial goals and you're actually making profit, keep working the apps. If you're not, get off the apps and find a better way to make money, because this work is not for everybody. It's not for everybody. And more drivers are going to come to this app in 2023 than last year. We will continue to see some oversaturation, all these things. We'll see people drop off. We're going to see a lot of people come on because it's a quick way to make a buck, and a lot of people are struggling, right? So just know that, and make the best decision for yourself. Jonah, appreciate you. What's bad is on Uber, Quest are basically non-existent. Going off what you said about DoorDash, I'm still picking cherries. # no tip, no trip. Absolutely. Yeah. These companies are adapting. We have to adapt as well. Let's put the emotion in our pocket and start critically thinking with our brains and looking at profits and how we can maximize our efforts and how we can bet on ourselves. And every once in a while, if we need to dig in that pocket, because I'll do it, because I'm super petty and emotional sometimes. If I need to pull out that emotion and rant for a second, I'll do it. And then I'm going to put it away, either back in my pocket or I'm throwing it in the trash can. If DoorDash is that bad, like DoorDash Success, I'm going to give him a shout out, because I think his channel, I've had him on the show. He might be watching this. He might make a reaction. I don't care. Okay. Everybody speaks their truth, right? But that channel has, in my opinion, it's really bad. And I didn't think that, but like, it's gloom and doom. It's really horrific to watch, and it's very uneducated. So DoorDash sucks. Shout out to you. But you still work the app, even though you think it's the worst app ever and it's the worst company ever. You're still pushing them. You're still pushing their product. It makes no logical sense at all. And you seem like a smarter man than that. So to all the fellow content creators, I'm going to end on this note. All the content creators, all the drivers, have some self-worth and integrity. If the app is that bad, don't push the app. Don't work the app. Allow another driver to work the app and make money, because a lot of drivers need to make money and they need to make it quickly. A lot of people do, right? So stop taking and shilling for DoorDash if it's that bad, and allow somebody else in your market to make a living and provide for their kids. Because if the app is that bad, go work at Winn-Dixie, KFC, Shell, go work at a school, go rake leaves, do something else. There's endless amounts of opportunities. Everywhere is hiring. You've seen all these restaurants you walk into, right? Find another way to make money if the company is that evil, because you're hindering somebody else from hitting their goals and betting on themselves because you're working for a company that you despise. I said what I said. It's a great way to end a live. I love y'all so much. Consider subscribing, hitting the thumbs up, all that good stuff. Appreciate y'all.